Oh snap, I'm live. That's exciting, I think. That's exciting. Yep, it's happening. This is exciting. I'm making it work, I hope. I'm using new software today. I'm trying all sorts of new things. It's very hard. I don't know what I'm doing, but it's okay. We're gonna have a great time. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have no idea if it's working on YouTube. It's supposed to be, oh it is. Look. What? Awesome. Awesome. It's very, shh, be quiet. Nobody wants to hear. Hey. Oh, here we go. Multi-stream. I'm supposed to be seeing everyone's chats because I'm streaming simultaneously on YouTube and Twitch, which is very weird and different for me. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. Yeah, super exciting. I'm checking to see if I'm actually seeing everybody. I think I am. This is cool. How is everyone? I'm obviously very new to this live streaming thing, so yeah. Hi Barath, I don't know how to say your name. Philip, Bryholz, Sanjushri, all you guys have cool names. This is awesome. Colin, Julie, welcome everybody. Yeah, I also made the mistake of not finishing my food before I streamed. So I'm just gonna take a couple bites and then I will let it sit for hours while I stream. So just don't look at me. Oh yay! So many people I've never seen on a live chat before in my channel. So this is awesome. I'm so happy you're all here. Welcome. Sorry, I'm just setting up all the pages and stuff. Boom. Yes. I'm really excited. I as a lot of you know, I kind of I'm gonna start live streaming, which is what this is. Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm gonna try to do it at a consistent time. Today I got behind. I was gonna do it at 12:30 my time, but I was talking to a person about exciting things, and thanks about my new, I have tall ceilings in this room, and I have tall ceilings downstairs, so I have so many tall ceilings. I'm super excited. Oh, it feels so nice to see everyone talking about nice things. Like saying that I helped you get into the hobby of juggling and all that. That's so sweet. My Twitch stream says it's still working. Somebody said it's not. If it's not, please let me know. It looks like it's still working on my end. So, okay, good. Yeah, so unicycling, I actually have already, a couple people on the YouTube chat have told me that I just here are saying that I should try unicycling. If you watched my new trailer for my channel, which is on YouTube, you should go watch it. If you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, please go do it. I have lots of cool stuff. But there's clips in there of me trying to unicycle. So I have tried to unicycle. It's just that I'm not very good. Yeah. So today, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. We're gonna hang out. You can just hang out with me while I talk and hang out with you. My chair has a squeak. Can you hear that? I don't like that noise. It sounds really sad. like a dying animal. So. Aw, somebody's name is I Hate Taylor Tries. That's nice. Well, we should just get rid of this person. Yep. Cool. That person is not there anymore. I'm really sad that they hate me. I mean, I'm not really sad about it. I just think it's really sad that they felt like they had to create an account that says, I hate Taylor Tries, and then tell me to get a life. I hope you find the help you need. Even though they're obviously not on the stream anymore because I just blocked them. But I hope they find the help they need. It's very sad. Yeah. I'm eating watermelon because it's delicious. So yeah, so I'm not really sure what live streaming is going to look like. I just moved into a new apartment, which is here. Hi, London. She's on this side. Can you see? I just moved into my new place. There's no furniture, so it's a big empty white room. And it's very, not lonely, but I definitely moved from a place where I had 2 roommates who I was around all the time and I loved. And now I don't have any except Lemon, who's the best. Are you the best? She's the best. But, yeah, so, oh, they came back. I guess I need to get some sort of moderators, like, put user in timeout. Okay, let's just take a moment and let's talk to this I hate Taylor Tries person. It doesn't make me sad that you hate me. A lot of people hate me. I think, like, I've met people, I've hurt people. There are a lot of people in the world that don't like me. I hate other people. Like, I think that's a normal human thing to, like, be angry at somebody. I don't know why you're angry at me. I'm not sure why. But all I can say is whatever I did to make you feel hurt, whether that was not responding to you or making you feel invisible, or maybe I gave you bad advice, or maybe I ignored you at a festival or something. I am sorry. I genuinely never tried to do that and make somebody feel bad. I don't know what it is that you feel like I did to affect you. But please know that was never my intent. And also just know that, like, it's gonna be okay. I know you're probably really upset and feeling really angry and feeling really hurt. I know I've felt that way towards people, and it'll get better. You know, just work on exploring the things that you like. Obviously, that's not me or my channel. Go find something you really like and go do that, and, like, hopefully that will help. But I just, like, I don't know what to say to you, other than honestly, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Please stop writing things on my channel, because I don't know how to block you. If I could, like, here. Alright, that was fun. I genuinely, I do get a lot of, like, hate and messages and all that stuff, and it sucks. See, yeah, they are mad because you did not see my comment and I said hi to you and you did not respond. I'm sorry. I get hundreds of comments every day on YouTube, and I can't respond to them all. I can barely respond to the text messages I get. Marvin knows, he's here. He texts me all the time and I never respond back. I'm not good at it. So, it's just like, please understand that it has nothing to do with you. I didn't intentionally hate you, so. Hey everybody, so we're gonna move on. Hopefully, I don't know, how do they keep coming back? Seriously, I reported them and I blocked them. Why are they still here? I hope they go away. YouTube, why is it? I mean, I guess the only thing I can do is just ignore them, right? I'm sorry that the chat's gonna be spammed with this person. I don't know how to, maybe I'll have to figure out how to set up some sort of thing that gets rid of that. What is your favorite juggling trick. Ooh, that is an easy question. All right, I'm gonna disappear. Grab my juggling balls. So, I'm gonna actually stand up. Sorry, got my pants a little up in a tizzy fit. So, my favorite juggling trick, they're so loud, is 4-ball Mills mess, which I work on all the time, which is why it looks super good. I do have Twitch. If anyone's, if anyone's not on Twitch and wants to be on Twitch, there is a Twitch, twitch.tv/Taylor_tries, if for some reason you'd rather be there. But yeah, this is my favorite juggling trick ever. I think I learned it 10 years ago almost. Like I don't want to tell you how old I am. I was younger. And it's something I worked on a lot. I can give you some, I don't even know if it's like advice, but one of the things that I've always tried to do when I really want to like get a trick solid, and this applies to 4-ball Mills mess, I do it trying to sit down. Because normally, and I think I can easily do this, okay. So I have 2 of Kim set up. One of them is this one. Oh, hi. So I can stand up and juggle. So doing it still up, these are Russians. I'm not good at Russian balls, but doing it standing up is much easier because you can use your hips like a lot better. But when you're sitting down, blink, hello, I am back. When you sit down and do it, you have to like really rely on your upper body, which means you have to be more precise because you can't walk around and you can't use your hips as much. So it makes you really good at being accurate. So I think that's a really good tip for anyone who wants to like work on a trick. You have to already have a pretty good understanding of it. So like work on it standing up for a while. I could probably do it like this quite well before I started practicing it sitting it down. And then when you can do it sitting down. So, and it'll like extra drive it home. Because if you can do a trick sitting down, whew, you can do it all the time. The person still's coming back, whatever. Guys, I've already done that. Everyone's telling me to like hit the 3 dots on the right and report them, and I've done that and I've clicked report, I've done that and clicked remove. I don't know why they're still coming back. I have no idea what's happening. Like I've done it like 6 times now and they still keep popping back. I don't know if they keep making new accounts like really quickly, but I've definitely reported him many times. So yeah. But yeah, so super fun for anybody who wants to like get really good at a trick, whether it's a 3-ball trick, whatever. Do it sitting down because it makes you really good at it. Because then you have to be accurate. Also, bonus, you can be lazy and sit down, and you don't have to stand up. Because I'm a big fan of lazy juggling. Yes, Twitch is a few seconds ahead. I'm not sure why. Hopefully that's not too distracting for the chat. Technology. Focus. And this very expensive webcam. And it doesn't focus. These, somebody asked where I bought these. These I got from Renegade Juggling. I think they also sell them on Juggling Warehouse, and you can use my promo code Taylor15 if you want money off. Like it'll help it be cheaper. But they're called Rad Factor Russians. They're amazing. Yeah, I love them purely for 3-ball tricks. I do not like them for numbers because I can't, like, I'll just show you. Oh, let's see if you can tell the difference. Okay. Focus. Yes. All right, so we've got Russian balls. It's gonna unfocus a little bit. There we go. So here's my 5-ball cascade with Russians. Probably doesn't look that different to you. I don't know. But I'm struggling a lot more than I normally do to keep these up. Just because Russians are weird. Now, I also have beanbags. These are juggle quick beanbags. Not my normal beanbags, but they're still great. And I can juggle these, maybe not. I can juggle these all day, no issues. Feels much more accurate and precise. But Russians, oof, these things, they just get all sorts of, they go everywhere. Hey, I did it. I can never do that trick. I'm really proud of that. Whew. That was exhausting. Juggling 5 balls is tiring. Russians are weird. So I really, my biggest thing with Russians is, I think that they are in many ways a superior juggling ball, and they're really great. But they also, you have to throw them in a specific way. Like if you're a certain type of juggler, like I am, who's used to beanbags, Russians will not work. Because if you put any spin, they like wobble. And when you're doing 5 or 6 or 7 balls, that becomes very clear very quickly. So for me, having beanbags is really great because they don't wobble, so I can put more finger spin on them, or I mean, I think that's the biggest difference. If you put any sort of finger spin on a Russian, it's going to become very irrational. Irrational? Is that the word? And so I don't like that. But they're really good for like body things. And they sound cool. They're also super light, so you can juggle a lot longer. But I'm also not a big fan of that because I want muscle. My muscles are gone because I haven't juggled in forever. I used to juggle forever. Somebody asked what video games I play. Stop being out of focus. Oh. Doppo85 wanted to know what kind of video games I play. Well, let me tell you, not very many. I'm not a great gamer. I play Animal Crossing a lot because it's the best. And it makes me calm and relax. Haven't played it actually recently just because I've been stressed out, which is honestly probably when you need to play it the most. Yes, I think that's true. I also am just a big fan of any Mario game. I'm super excited about the new Mario, what is it called? Like the trilogy pack that Switch is coming out with Mario Sunshine, Mario 64, and Mario Galaxy. Any tips on 6 balls? Any tips on 5 balls? I have a 5-ball tutorial. That's pretty much all the tips I have. I really don't think I have any others that are like super helpful. That I tried to cover it all in my 5-ball tutorial, so go watch that. 6 balls, honestly, if you apply all the same things, like go watch the 5-ball tutorial and apply all the same techniques to doing 6 balls. Like that's honest, like my best advice. In fact, I'll just real quick, I'll tell you. So, and I'm really not good at 6 balls with Russians. So obviously you want to practice 3 in one hand, which I'm not great at. I'm actually better with, I'm definitely, Russians are the worst. But doing this on both sides is super great. And then also doing, in the same way that for 5 balls we do like 3-ball exercises, so you do 2 less. For 6 balls you do 4-ball exercises. So practicing 4 balls at 6-ball height, super important. And then also practicing 4 balls as a splash at 6-ball height, super important. And then also practicing the short and long dwell time thing. So short or long dwell time at 6-ball height, and then the short dwell time. those those exercises are great. I'm so out of shape lately, like that makes me tired. Maybe it's because I'm nervous, I don't know. Are you trying to get into woodworking more? Come on, I wonder if there's somebody, how can I make somebody a mod? I want to make some, how do I make you a mod, Manuel? Tell me. There's just so many inappropriate people all over. Like, I really did not think this was going to be that big of a problem, but I guess, do I do the mod? Yeah. Oh, yay, there you go, you're a mod now. Friendship. Oh boy. This is like way more, I was way not prepared for how many people were gonna show up today. Sorry. I just didn't think I'd be hit with all these gross people. Oh. Yeah, I'll make my crew a mod too. Cool, all my peoples. Welcome to the internet indeed. I've been on the internet since I was like 15, but apparently I just overestimate the goodness of people too often. This is my life. I eat healthy food that isn't very tasty, and I do this. I dance. And dance is a very loose term. I'm actually trying to learn how to dance. It's not going well. I'm not a good dancer. Where am I from? I am from Utah, and that's actually where I live now. So I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, and then I moved to LA for 8 years almost, and then now I'm back in Utah. Utah person is pretty great. No more practice sessions with Dan, indeed. I miss Dan. He's like, I have like 3 or 4 best friends, and Dan is definitely high in that list. And he's a great person, and he's not here. I thought about getting like a cardboard cutout of Dan and Jen, my 2 roommates, and just putting them in the background. And then it won't be so weird when I talk to myself, right? Like that seems legit. I'm drinking kombucha. It's the best. Welcome from Mexico. Wait, welcome Mexico. Here, I'm not in Mexico. Somebody said they're from Mexico. Welcome Mexico. That's what I meant to say. Welcome Czech Republic. Yeah, where is everyone from? India. I have a lot of fans in India, and everyone asks me if they can buy my juggling balls there. And I'm guessing not, because you keep asking me. If you can't buy them from Juggling Warehouse, then I don't know where else you can buy them. Cardistry, it's not going great. It's such a hard skill. Cardistry is probably one of the hardest things I feel like I've tried to learn. Like, the way it works, it's so precise. I'm not good at precise things. That's why I'm a juggler, because juggling is like, boom, boom, boom. You just can be so loose with it. If you mess up, there's such a high room for error, where it's like cardistry is so fine that you mess up a little bit and the card goes flying. It's so frustrating. Blah. Somebody said to do 39 tricks with 3 balls, which I think is how many I got from my world record. Because I have a Guinness World Record, which is really cool. Dizzy. I don't actually remember what tricks I did. I don't have a video of it. I know they were a lot of basic tricks, and then I added some complicated ones. So it was like, cascade counted as a trick, reverse cascade was a trick, windmill, like tennis, like shoulder throws. Ugh. Can't do that one sitting down. It's surprisingly hard. Some French juggling. No. There's so many 3-ball tricks though. It's incredible. There's the factory. There's the pendulum. which is great. There's waterfall, which is so hard. How many people here can juggle? Like, how many of you are jugglers? There's the shower, there's the box, there's like a high-low shower, there's 4-2-3. There's all these like 4-2-3 variations, but I don't think I counted those. There's like under the leg, stuff like that. There's so many tricks. Hey, being able to juggle odd stuff, that's great. Virginia, welcome. I'm a juggler. Look at all the jugglers. Welcome, jugglers. Hugs. Jugglers are the best. Boom. We need like a juggler handshake that like jugglers do, because it's like a club. I feel like, do the Boy Scouts have a handshake? Because I feel like it should be like the Boy Scouts. Ooh, that looks like a hard side swap. 3. Somebody, Errol told me to do a side swap, but it's a lot of numbers. I'm like, I understand side swap. I've studied it a lot. I'm not good at like reading it and immediately visualizing it. Let me write it down and then we can try it together. 3 parentheses bracket 6 4 comma 2 8 comma 6x 2x 2 1 comma 2. What? What are you doing, Errol? That's not a real thing. So a 6 4. I don't. I bet Manuel knows this one. I bet he's just like, I can do it right now. 6 4 would be that. So 3 6 4. Yeah. 3 6 4 8 6x. I think this is interesting for anyone else. 8 6x would be this. I don't want to use Juggling Lab. It's no fun. Okay, so 3 6 4 2, which is happening at the same time apparently. 3 6 4 2 8 6x. Okay. 3 6 4 2 8 6x. Except that. Eight 6x. Okay, well I got that part. Okay, so it's he's sitting in seats as a woman with shorts, because then it just looks weird. Like, what is this? What is this? That looks weird. I can't just sit like this, because, you know, you're not ladylike. Hey, Laura! 3 6 4. I hate this game. 3 6 4 2 8 6x. 8 6x. And then there's a second stream of numbers. 2x 2. I don't understand the rest. I'm done. I got the first bit. Success. This is the key to happiness, y'all, is trying and being happy that you tried. And like, you can work on it if you want, but you don't have to. I'm kidding. You definitely want to keep working towards something that you're interested in. This side swap's too hard. I'm not interested in it. They are legs, James. Correct. But I don't like the way they look on stream. I'm gonna wear jeans next time, then I don't have to worry about it. You know what's a fun trick? Overheads. Does anyone work on this trick? Like, I'm kind of obsessed with it recently because I find them super weird. Like, I know Manuel's really good at them. Stop going out of focus. I find them really weird because they just like they're not at all like normal juggling. Normal juggling, you keep your arms here, your elbows are in. Overhead juggling, your elbows are out, you look like a chicken, and you do this. And I'm not very good with Russians, but it's like, it's fascinating. Oh. It's just, I guess that's a little dark. I should go. Let's go to the big juggling room, which is secretly the same room. Hey. Hard to tell where the center is, but yeah, this trick, super fun. Except when you drop. Then we can kick up. Whew. Let's just do like a little jam. I haven't jammed in a while. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know if the microphone picks up this far. Let me know if you can. I mean, it's probably not as good, but as long as you can hear me. You can get close. Yay! Awesome. Feels good to just like juggle. Does anyone else get that? Like, or whatever your skill is or whatever your hobby is, like just taking time to do it without any sort of expectations or goals and just doing it for fun. I mean, I guess that's kind of like what flow is, which I'm not quite in the flow state for this, but it's like no expectations, no consequences. Let's do the 4 balls. Come here, pink ball. I've never been good at doing a kick up into 4 with balls. Nailed it. We go in a circle. That's like the traditional performing thing to do. I'm so out of shape. That's okay. We get better. I'm sure my neighbors really don't like the thud noise. This is one of my favorite tricks to practice with 4 balls. I don't know why, I just think it's pretty. 3, I meant to do that. Watch this. Let's do it again. We can do it. I believe in us. Let's try again. Yes! Awesome. I was gonna say, I'm still working on this trick. It's clearly not made very much progress. I do feel like I've gotten more comfortable at it. Like I can just throw one of these in. I can throw one in to a juggling pattern a lot easier now. So if I'm juggling, boom. Didn't see it coming. You didn't know it was gonna be there. Well, you did, because I was talking about it, but whatever. French juggling, Marvin. That's the French pattern, the windmill, or not the windmill, but like the cascade that's really high. I feel like I've actually never been able to do it. Like, yeah, no. Except you're supposed to do it with clubs. That was bad. Just so not a good move. This is a kick up. Let's see if I can do it. Yes. Oh, that was exhausting. Nice. And we're back. Flow arms. Good times. I definitely want to get some personalized emotes. I think that's like the next step. I haven't done anything really for this channel in terms of like live streaming. I need to learn it all. It's very confusing. Marvin, you should go check out Marvin's channel. He's Grandmaster Ong on Twitch. If you can, go check it out. He streams a lot, and it's very good. It's very polished. Very much the opposite of this in a lot of ways. Emo games! I've learned a bunch of 3-ball tricks from your channel, mostly recently Mill's Mess, which is my new favorite trick. I'm really struggling to move on to 4 balls despite being able to do 2 balls in each hand. The second throw from each hand seems to automatically revert back to the cascade. Does anyone have any tips or drills to practice? Those are very good questions. If you haven't, like, definitely go watch my tutorial, because I do cover lots of stuff like that. Let me grab my balls. Okay. So, there's a lot of, for 4 balls, which is a common question I get, which is why I'm going to answer it. 4 balls is hard. It's the first weird pattern because you are throwing straight up. Now, the thing to remember with it, which I don't think I really mentioned in the tutorial, is that you want to try to be it's still like, your hand's still going to go in the middle. So when we juggle 3, our hands are crossing in the middle like this. So like, I'm letting go of the ball like in the middle of my body. A lot of the time. This becomes more and more true, I think, for higher and higher numbers. When you're doing 5, it's like crossing like this. If you're doing 6, it's crossing like this. But the thing is, with even numbers, you're really wanting to cross in the middle of your body and then come back around. So when you're practicing 4, you really want to like cross your arm in the middle body and then flip it back. So it's like this. So that's why synchronous patterns are so much harder, because you have less of that middle room to go. So when you're doing it, keep your elbows in and try to cross your hands more towards your belly button in the middle of your body and curve them outward that way. And I think that actually helps because it feels more natural as opposed to trying to do it like here, which is kind of an unnatural motion since we're used to crossing in the middle of our body. So try that, see if it helps. Ooh. Somebody said, can you show 4440, which I believe is, I hate sitting in chairs. Let's do this. Okay, so 4440, I believe is 4440. So you're basically juggling 2 in one hand and 1 in the other. So you can go 1, 2, 3, and then there's like a hole. But it's not a flash. They're not crossing, but it's basically a flash. It's not basically a flash. Ignore that. But you're just definitely going to throw 1 ball straight up like this, and then juggle 2 in one hand. So that is a good one to get used to that, and especially emphasize that crossing towards the middle of your body. You can do it! Hey, I love coming back to this just up cam. Just makes me feel so, hi, what's up? How are you? I'm good. Somebody said I'm struggling with 5 balls. That's normal. 5 balls takes a long time. I know people have been working on it for years. The more you practice, the faster you'll learn it. I'm on the stream game. I keep losing people on Twitch. They don't like my awesome juggling. Definitely check out Vigo Nasario. I don't know how to say it in Spanish, it sounds weird, but that's Manuel. Go check out his channel too, he also streams. He's also really great. And he's a great juggler. He needs to make more juggling content. Don't you all think that Manuel needs to make more juggling content? Tell him, because used to be one of my favorite content creators for juggling back before there were juggling content creators. He's amazing. Like such a good juggler, that's how we became friends. Are there any tricks with 2 balls? Good question. It depends on what you consider a trick. Like a lot of people will consider only juggling to be 3 or more objects, like this. I am not one of those people. I think that you can juggle with any amount of objects. I think object manipulation is juggling no matter what. So I think you can do it with 1. I think exploring fun patterns with just one ball is like really satisfying. Like, I love playing around with one ball. I kind of call these like fidget exercises. I'm not sure what everyone else calls them, but with two balls, I like to do a lot of stuff that involves this transition right here where you drop one from your thumb and your index and then you move this ball over. So it's a lot of this play because you can like, so if you notice like the green ball, now the orange ball, now the green ball, now the orange ball. So you can play a lot around with transitioning two balls between those two spots. I think it's really fun. In my Otter Club on Patreon, we are going to I'm going to start posting, I think twice a month, exercises like this that improve your coordination, that it can improve other patterns that you can incorporate into 3-ball patterns or 4-ball patterns, things that will, like techniques and drills that you can apply to make your juggling more creative and more smooth. So if you want that, you should go do that. The Otter Club is the best. I know there are some otters up in here. You're the best. Somebody asked Mike, do you prefer Mill's mess or Mike's mess? 100% prefer Mill's mess because it's 100% easier. Mike's mess is so hard, I think. I know some people think that Mike's mess is easier, but Mill's mess looks like this. And it's great. Mike's mess, which I'm not good at. Looks like that. It's beautiful and awesome, but very hard to get the timing right. It's very hard to make it look right. I think it's a much harder trick. I would consider Mill's mess a beginner, like on the edge of a beginner trick. I think it's like the first kind of advanced trick or intermediate trick that you learn. And then Mike's mess I would consider an intermediate trick. Manuel asked what about fake mess, which is this one. Fake mess, I love fake mess. I think I do it a little bit weirder than most people. I think it's supposed to look more like Mill's mess. But I tend to do it very boxy, so they look like they're on like a seesaw. But fake mess is awesome. It is such a beautiful trick. It's not very hard. I want to do a tutorial on it soon. I think it's actually easier than Mill's mess in a lot of ways because it's just a 4-2-3, but you're moving the ball underneath. It's very similar to columns. What kind of Russians are those? These are Rad Factor Premium Russians. You can get them, I believe, from Juggling Warehouse or Renegade Juggling. What was the other question? Flo's mess. Flo's mess. No, that's not it. I just learned Flo's mess like a couple months ago, so it's not hard. It's just this one. It's very subtly different than Mill's mess, and I don't think it's any better or worse. I think it's a little harder to understand because I don't know, maybe it's not harder to understand. Maybe it's just that I already knew Mill's mess. But I think it can be confusing. I met somebody recently who had a private lesson with a girl who had learned what she thought was Mill's mess, but it was actually Flo's mess. So I think it's easy to get them confused. I don't recommend learning Flo's mess until you really understand Mill's mess. Oh, pirouettes. Somebody asked if I can help on pirouettes. Yeah, it's a good question. I really want to do a tutorial on 360 spins. It's so hard. 360s are like, they're so hard. I feel like I'm on an ever long quest trying to get better at them. Like, I know some tips and like I know things that will at least get people started and like definitely get you better than you would ever get by your own, so I'm definitely going to make a tutorial on it. That being said, I am not like the best at it. I think that I know all of the tips and tricks that you need in order to be the best at it. I just can't physically, I can't physically do them as well as a lot of people. Yes, Manuel, let's definitely talk about it. I've studied them so much. Like I have watched every tutorial on them. I've talked in depth with Jason Garfield about them. I've read all of his stuff about it. So I like understand the concepts of them. I just think I don't practice them enough. And I think they are something that you have to practice, because if you don't, you just get dizzy too quick and you don't have that head snap correct. But I will definitely make a tutorial on it very soon. Juggling tips on 5 balls, I have none other than watch the tutorial. And just be patient. It takes a long time. Oh yeah, somebody, Doppo, I don't know how to say your name. Doppo. I'm gonna say it like that. He asked if I can do the Doppo star. Yeah, Doppo. Yeah, Doppo star is from Spain, which is where my family is from, so I'm a big fan. I am not very good at it, but yep, there's a lot of hitting yourself in the face, but I've definitely gotten better than I was. If you watch like one of my old videos where I first was trying to learn how to do it, I did like a practice video on it with Dan. I think Dan was there, and it didn't go well. It took me so long to just learn how to spin it, and now I can spin it, so I think I'm pretty a lot better at it. If anyone wants to buy one of these, the brand that I actually recommend, I have one of the original Doppo stars, which is from Spain, and it's quite expensive, but there's a cheaper one, which is what this one is, called Fliper. Focus. Fliper.co. And I think I have a promo code, but I don't know what it is. Try Taylor Tries, because I think it's like 10% off. So they're a good company. I really like it. They're a little smaller and a little lighter, actually, so I found it easier to use, and they have some really cool patterns. This is the only one I have here, because all my stuff is in storage still. They also have these little buckles on them, these little snaps, so that it's easy to like keep in a nice little thing. Which I thought would like end up hurting me and like hitting me in the face, but it doesn't. These are good. I'm gonna make a tutorial on this soon too, because I really do find this really fun. And once I kind of figured out the secret, it became a lot easier. But it's like surprisingly hard if you have no direction. And all the tutorials online are not good, is all I can say. Just kidding. Yeah. But it's super satisfying. Sebastian Nolman, thanks for being a fan. I appreciate it. And Peter, thanks for letting me know that I'm your favorite YouTube channel. That means a lot. I'm trying to get better at making content and all this stuff, and it means a lot that everyone is supporting me in that. No, I didn't see your trick request. Oh, no. This isn't that heavy. Somebody asked if it was heavy. Yeah. Go follow Grandmaster Ong as well. He's a juggler. He's a much better juggler than me in many ways, except for balls, because I win at that. But with clubs, he's freaking insane. So go follow him on all the places. But yeah. The other trick I really want to learn with Doppo Star, which I should move to the big cam, which I can't figure out, but they like, I mean, I guess it's just that. But there's all this great stuff you can do with vertical stuff. And again, like most of this art comes out of like Israel and Spain, and so none of it's, I can't find any resources in English on how to do it. But there's like, I can watch videos, and there's a lot of videos of people just doing these like beautiful, and I haven't figured them out, but I want to do a lot of research on how to figure it out, because I think it's a super fun, it's a super satisfying, fun hobby. I just can't quite, it's like, I feel like I'm having to reinvent it, because I've never seen somebody do it in real life. Except I saw the guy who invented it in Spain, and then I saw somebody in Guatemala, which is where I first saw it. So altogether, I've met like 3 people who've ever done it. So out of shape. This is probably what most of my streams are going to end up becoming, is me trying to figure out tricks or practice tricks while you all watch. So, isn't that pretty though? Like, I know there's a way to... I'm mad at it. We'll come back to that. Manuel wanted me to try 4-2-3, but with the 4s as shoulder throws. So 4-2-3 is this, for those of you who don't know. I've actually worked on this one before. Not with Russians though. What? That actually went really well. That was nice. Yeah, Manuel asked if I could make the 3s as back crosses. I've tried to do that before and I can't wrap my head around it, but I want to. Do I have a tutorial for shoulder throws? No, but I would like to make one. But in the meantime, I can give you some tips. The thing for me that helps is to think of it like you're trying to hit your armpit, but like backwards. So like this. Bink. So I'm throwing like here, and I use my fingers to kind of push the ball up. So it's more lifting, so you look like a ridiculous monkey. It's not like a backwards throw. Like a lot of people try to do it like this or something. Or flip it like a lot forward. It's really a straight up lift, and your fingers kind of push it over the edge. Give me like 5 minutes and I'll try another trick. I'm a little out of shape. I haven't juggled in a long time. Well, before, if you saw my recent YouTube video, I talked about, or I didn't talk about, I showed my full juggling practice, which is like the first time I juggled, like really juggled in months. So I'm very out of shape in terms of my juggling abilities right now. Yeah, work on all the things. Yes, everyone's asking if I'll make more tutorials. Yes, my goal right now, which is optimistic, but I'm confident about it, is to make a tutorial every single week. It may not happen this week, but it will start next week, I think. If it does come out this week, it'll be Friday. I'm really wanting to get my factory tutorial out. But when I was editing it, I realized that I'm not teaching it in a way that I think is helpful. And I'm a big fan of, I want it to be as efficient and helpful as possible rather than just getting content out and trying to make money. So I'm refilming a lot of the tutorial because I want it to be more helpful. So thanks for your patience, and it'll come out soon. Yeah. Am I tired? I'm tired all the time. I actually, like, on a personal note, a month ago I was diagnosed with a thyroid problem. So we're working on, like, I got prescribed medication, and I got, like, there's a bunch of dietary things I had to change and lifestyle things that I had to change. So I'm about a month into it, a little less than a month, like 3 weeks. So my energy level is getting a lot better, and that's awesome, but it's still not fully there. But my doctor says it should come back in like the next, in the next 3 months I should be like peak performance, which is great. Because for the last like 2 years I've been constantly exhausted and tired, and just like, I wake up after 8 hours of sleep and I'm just always tired, and it's like, it was just a lot. And then I started getting really down on myself because I couldn't focus, and I have really big issues with brain fog and keeping track of what I'm supposed to be doing, and like feeling like I can't focus or get work done. And so I got really down on myself the last couple years about like feeling lazy, or like I somehow don't want it enough, or I'm not, just like there's something wrong with me, not in like a medical way, but like feeling like there was something wrong with me in some way that like couldn't be fixed. But then through a lot of research, I eventually looked into thyroid stuff and realized that was probably my problem. Turns out it was. I was confirmed with that. And now, I mean, already in the last 3 weeks, I can feel a huge improvement. I'm starting to feel more what I think most people feel on a normal basis, like not tired all the time. It's not fully there yet, I think, but I don't wake up crazy exhausted like I did. And I'm losing weight, because apparently that's a symptom as well, as like you gain a lot of weight and don't know why, because like I eat healthy and exercise, but I was gaining weight the last year especially. Now it's starting to go away thanks to the thyroid meds, so that's good. Yeah, so that's exciting. There's a lot of good changes coming out of that. I can definitely feel my mental ability to like talk and keep things straight and get work done. Like it's freaking black and white how different it is. So yeah, I get to start on some vitamins on Thursday, because I'm also lacking in a lot of this. Somebody asked if I'm religious. No, I am not. But I live in a place full of religious people, so I absorb some of it. Yeah, somebody asked, Caitlin, when did you start juggling? It's a good question. I learned when I was like 12, I think. I taught myself when I was playing baseball, because I was really bored. And the kid batting was really bad. It was taking forever. So I remember like in the dugout picking up 3 baseballs and kind of figuring it out. But so I learned then, and then I stopped, and I didn't do anything because I, like many people, was like, oh, I can juggle. And that was the extent of my juggling. And then when I was like 14, maybe almost 15, I met somebody who opened my eyes to the rest of juggling, and then became very obsessed with it and started practicing it all the time, which was really hard to do when there was no YouTube. Like, I'm sure Manuel remembers this as well. I don't know about Marvin. I feel like, Marvin, you learned, if he's still here, you learned a lot later in life, I think. So, like when YouTube was a thing. But when I started juggling, and I think when Manuel did, there was like no YouTube, so in order to like learn, we had to go on, there was certain websites, like there was the kingscascade.com, which I don't think exists anymore, and there were people that would put up like written instructions, and they would try to include things that were like, they would try to include like MP4 or like little tiny videos that were literally like this big on your screen, and they were embedded in the page, so you couldn't like save them or anything, but you'd like push play and then push pause, and then push play and then push pause to try to get like each step. I remember having to learn Mills Mess that way, and it was impossible, let alone having to learn Rubinstein's Revenge, I remember. Marvin, I asked if you learned how to juggle after YouTube, which I think you did, but I was asking. So, my pants, sorry guys, I just don't, they just, you know, I just don't like it. Rubinstein's Revenge, which I have a tutorial. That's an open thing of water that should not spill. This is Rubinstein's Revenge, and I remember learning this that way, and a friend of mine learned it that way, and then we learned it slightly, we interpreted it slightly different because again, we were looking at like little MP4 files. I was convinced that I was correct because I was doing it like this, and she was doing it like, like, she had like an extra throw or something. I don't know, it was wrong. And we got in a big friendly debate about it, and then we went to IJA, which is the big juggling convention, and we saw Rick Rubinstein. We both ran up to him and were like, which one of us is correct? And he was like, let me see. And then, of course, I was correct. But that's how I met Rick Rubinstein. We became friends after that. How do you make money with juggling? I don't make money from juggling other than in this sense from YouTube. I'm not a professional juggler in terms of performing. A lot of people are, and a lot of people succeed really well. You perform. Find any excuse, like if you love performing and you want to juggle as a performance, find any excuse to do it. Go juggle on the street and put out a hat and try to learn how to talk to people and learn how to interact with your audience, and then start trying to make performances for, like, you know, your churches or your school events or whatever. Obviously it's a little hard right now with COVID, but after that, do that. Do it for your friends, do it for your family. Practice. It's just like anything. But a lot of people make make a successful living being professional jugglers. Like, it's hard, but you absolutely can do it. It is not impossible, and if you want to do it, you should. Yeah, Ruben, you need to learn it. You need to learn Rubinstein's Revenge. Do it. Marvin says making money in juggling is called being a hustler. Aha. What do I think of Victor Key's juggling style? That's a great question. I think his juggling style is amazing. I don't know anyone, I mean, if anyone really watches Victor Key and, like, doesn't like it, that's fine. But if anyone really thinks that, like, it's not good, they're full of crap. I think he's undeniably good at his art, and he has a beautiful style. Whether you appreciate it or not, it's very beautiful and his, and I love it. So if you haven't seen Victor Key, go look him up. Victor with a K, I think. Yeah, no, Victor with a C, Key with a K. Somebody asked me if I can do contact juggling. No, not really. I need to practice it. I can do this one. Just imagine there's a ball here, contact juggling, and then you go. I can do that one, and then I can do almost this one, but it's really choppy, and then I can go here. That's all I can do. But I can do it with a real ball, but not a tiny ball, only a big ball. Yes, unicycling. I know how to unicycle. I can actually unicycle quite well, like up and down the street. Like I can go in a straight line, I can turn, I can come back. I can unicycle for a couple miles without stopping. I cannot do tricks, and that's next on my goal list. I want to learn how to go backwards, and I want to learn how to hop, which I can kind of do, and I want to learn how to do idling, which is impossible. I don't know how people can do idling. Ugh. Unicycle is so cool. At some point we should, I'll have to like react to videos. I haven't figured that part out yet. But when I can figure out how to do reactions, I'll watch like unicycling, because there's some videos I love. Somebody whirlwind checked me. I can't whirlwind. I can try, but I'm not good at it. Let's move to the other cam. What do you think, friends? Huh. Whirlwind check. What? I thought you were supposed to do that on Wednesdays. So a whirlwind, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, is where you throw it up, you do this, and then you catch it. That's a whirlwind, I think. I haven't played Kendama in a long time, guys. Ugh, okay. Nope. Kendama is so fun, but so hard. I think this is a whirlwind. If it's not, please tell me, because maybe it's easier than this. Oh, that was almost it. Okay, I'm gonna try a few times, but. Oh. Should I get closer? Is this easier to see? Nobody wants to watch Kendama in real time, I feel like, but who knows, maybe it's super interesting. It's super hard, that's for sure. Oh, come on, Taylor, let's do this. Come on, Kendama. Are you ready? Let's do it. To the person who whirlwind checked me, I'm only gonna try for a few more. Oh, I'm really close. Like, oh. If I get it, we're gonna be really excited. You're all gonna cheer. Like wherever you're at in like real life, we're gonna be like, yes! I don't care if you're at work. I'm not gonna get it anyway, so it's fine. Where's Lemon? She didn't even see it. Nobody saw it. You all saw it. Whew. Yeah! Kendama's hard. Kendama's so hard. Super exciting. Super. Yes. I need to play Dama more. I really like it. I gotta practice it more. I have a let's see if you can see it. If I do this. See over there? Don't ignore that. Don't look at that. But see that? That's my habit checklist that I always create. Usually I have it in like a notebook, but since I have a big apartment now that I can put anything in, I have it on the wall. I want to get a whiteboard eventually, but it hasn't come in the mail. But it has all the habits that I wanna do every day, and I cross out the day if I did it, and it's great. So today I exercised. I stretched. I have not meditated once since I started this chart, so that's not so good. I'm gonna work on that. My doctor says that I get too stressed out and I need to not do that, so I guess meditation's part of it. Brush my teeth, which I mark off all the time, but it's kind of my given because I just want to reward myself for it's nice to see something that's always colored in, because I'm like, yeah, dental hygiene. My teeth are not as white as this makes it look. My teeth are actually quite not white. It's fine. Bad dental hygiene as a kid, turns out, affects you for the rest of your life. Anyway, the fun stuff. I have juggle, which I only mark off if I did a full juggling training session, which I should probably change. But I also have guitar on here because I want to work on my guitar, which is right there, as you can see. I haven't colored it in once this week. I haven't practiced it yet. Mostly because I also I need to film like an intro, because I haven't practiced guitar in like 2 years. It's not a thing that I've worked on at all. Even when I did work on it, I worked on it for like a month and learned like the A chord. So I kind of want to film like a whole Taylor Tries about it and kind of check in like every week and see how much better I get, so I can show people how much you suck when you start and then you get better. So that's sort of why I haven't started it yet. Which is something I have to think about in general with this whole, Taylor Tries thing. I've found that there's a couple things that I do want to try that I'm saving so that I can film it. And I don't really want to do that, but I also do. So I have to figure out the balance, because there are times where I think I would like to just learn something without filming it, but I don't know, it would be so cool to see how good you can get a guitar from not practicing at all, right? Like, I want to see that. I want to see that on video, so I'm going to wait. I also have dance, my dance practice, which I'm also filming. It's just so bad, guys. I'm such a bad dancer. But I'm really optimistic that I can get better, because there's never been anything that I've ever tried to learn that I can't get better at. Even if it's like where I get is like where most people are without dancing, that will be a big improvement for how bad I am at dancing. Walking Lemon is on there. She gets walked twice a day. Watering Plants is on there. Things like that. So somebody asked how long I meditate for. I meditate when I do it for like 5 to 10 minutes. It depends on if I can. There's some days where it's like 30 seconds. Yeah, I highly recommend anyone who wants to like be accountable for a hobby, make a chart. Even just one hobby. Like a lot of people, you know, maybe you don't want to be reminded of all this stuff in your normal life, but if you want to get better at juggling, just make a goal that's like 10 minutes every day and put it on the wall and then fill it in every day. And if you miss a day, that's fine. I tend to allow myself like 1 or 2 misses a week, but as long as I do it 5 days, great. I just think it's really good for you. Yeah. Do you also juggle with bounce balls on the floor? No. It's hard. No, mostly I haven't done it because I don't have the balls. They're very pricey. Although Play has some now that are apparently really good. But I just don't have money to buy props. Like, all of my money that I make so far from this, which is now my full-time job, all of my money goes to either buying things to directly do this, like camera, lights, stuff, or it goes to bills. So I don't have any money to buy props. And Juggling Warehouse will send me props, but not all of them. I can't, they only send me so many. So they won't send me like 7 new bounce balls. I can't do club fishtails, Marvin, come on. Somebody wants to, like a bunch of people are asking me what the hardest juggling tricks I've done are. It's hard to say, like, it depends. I think in general with those terms like hardest or best, like people have expectations of what that means. I think that can mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. Like fishtails, for example, is something that Marvin tried to teach me, and I have the hardest, it did not click at all. I haven't put a lot of time into it, but it's also just like, I could just feel that it was a whole other thing that I'd have to try. So that one's really hard. But in terms of like, I think it means something different to a lot of people. There's some 3-ball tricks that I would consider among the hardest tricks I've ever learned. There's also like 7 balls is also obviously one of the hardest tricks I've learned because it's really hard and it's taken me years to do. So it's hard to, depends on what you mean by hardest. There are tricks that like make my brain hurt. Let's move to the juggling cam. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So fishtails, that some people don't seem to know, and I don't think I can. I think is it this thing, Marvin? It's like a fishtail. It's like where it's a contact club move, but you're just supposed to balance the club on the top and move it. That's about as good as I've got. So, yeah, that's a fishtail. That's about how good that goes when I try it. Somebody asked if it was a lazy. No, this is a lazy. When it goes over your shoulder and you catch it behind the back. The hardest tricks I've learned, like I have them in categories. Hardest 3-ball tricks for me are like I would say, focus. Thank you. This camera does not focus. I would say the upside down box is one that I've been working on a long time and I still can't quite do it. I can get a good run of it once I warm up, but it's hard. It's just like also with Russians, it's significantly harder for me. That's usually what happens. So that trick is super hard. I've been working on it for like a year or 2. That being said, I don't practice it like a ton. If I practiced it deliberately a lot more, I'm sure it would go a lot quicker. But that one is really hard. Also related to that, which I think is even harder because I have a hard time with multi-step tricks. So like this is just the same thing over and over again. It's this and then that and then this and then that. So it's simple in terms of understanding it. But I can't do, I've also really been trying to learn and have the hardest time with the one where the ball goes cross, up, over, down, like this. Like Lisa Kumatsubara has a great video of it that went viral, but it's like that. And you have to be really solid, I think, at the inverted box, which I can't do. So I think it's the next step from that, but I can do like a very ugly, messy version of it. So that trick, I would say, is definitely one of the hardest ones I've ever tried to learn. Back crosses, 5-ball back crosses is impossible. I've been working on that one recently. I definitely can't do it with Russians, but with I can't do it with 5 either. But I can try, you know, I work on doing 3-ball back crosses. And then eventually I've been trying to work like 4-ball side swaps, and God, that trick is so hard. It's just so hard. And then there's 7 balls, which is ridiculous. It's taken me years to get pretty good at it, but again, I don't practice as much as a lot of jugglers, and if I did, I would get better faster. I can do a quick run of 7. It's not going to be good because I haven't warmed up. Warm up is super important. Let's tilt the camera up for you to see. Boop. This is the bathroom. Isn't that weird? Okay. These are also really heavy. Juggle clip are not great for numbers, but they're great. That was actually pretty good. That did not suck. That was decent. Yeah. I'm surprised that went as well as it did. Inverted sprung cascade. I don't even know. Didn't Mike Moore try to do that one recently? Oh wow, Marvin's going to town with his flow terminology. I appreciate it. Sorry, French terminology. Thanks for. So I've been asked this a lot. Akash, I don't know if that's how you say your name. Akash asked me if I juggle rings or why I don't juggle them very often. I've been getting this question like a lot the last couple of days. I think because I just uploaded my full juggling practice, people noticed that I didn't have rings in there at all. There's a couple reasons for that. One, I don't have rings with me because they're packed away in my stuff. And my stuff is in LA in a storage facility until the movers decide to move it. But I actually just got a text from them earlier today. So I'm pretty sure they're going to be delivering it tomorrow or the next day. So I can juggle rings then, especially because I owe Cathedral's rings. They gave me a bunch of free ones like a year ago, and I promised to do something with them and never did. So they're the best rings, hands down. You should definitely get Cathedral's rings. If you're looking at getting rings, Cathedral's are the best. They don't hurt your hands nearly as bad as everyone else. That brings me to my second reason. Why do I not juggle rings? Like, ever. Because they hurt. They are mean props. They are very mean. A ring is a thin piece of plastic. And when you spin a thin piece of plastic and throw it really high and it comes down with velocity, it hits the webbing of your hand and it can cut it. Now, the type of ring matters, and of course when I was younger I juggled bad rings. Now they've gotten way better. Like I said, Cathedrals, they're made with a nice, like a softer plastic that just doesn't hurt as bad, and the seal isn't as bad. A lot of more entry-level rings that are cheaper, they have like a, you know, where the mold was kind of in the middle, there's like a line, so the edge of the ring has a nice fine line on it, and that's sharp. That plastic is kind of pointy. That hurts a lot. So if you have rings like that, sand it off, or put or put some sort of like electrical tape on it, that can help. Either way, cathedrals don't have it, so those are great. But they hurt. Like, just in general, rings are gonna hurt more, even though like cathedrals are really nice and softer. They're gonna hurt way more than clubs or balls, just because they're still a thin piece of plastic coming down. They also make a lot of noise when they drop, because it's a thin piece of plastic hitting with this very fine edge, and it's like on the ground. I'm very sensitive to noise, which is part of why I don't love clubs. Balls are nice when they hit the ground. It doesn't hurt the sound of the ground. So I don't love the noise of rings. They also bounce everywhere, because if they hit like this, then they roll away. I just don't like doing it. Unless you're Anthony Gatto and you have your dad just handing you props and picking them up for you, They are incredibly beautiful. Rings are so pretty. They're just like floating circles. They're great. But the biggest reason is I used to practice rings when I was like 19. I would practice rings a lot, and I had an accident with rings where I was juggling 5 rings, and I tried to do a 5-up 360 with rings. For some reason, I can't even do that with balls. I mean, I can kind of now, but that's like 10 years later. Back then, I could not do a 5-up 360 with balls, but I thought, hey, I'll try it with rings, why not? I was in a racquetball court in my college, and I threw them up, I spun around, and of course I didn't throw them high enough, I didn't get enough time. One of the rings came down really hard and hit me right here. It hit me so hard that I hit the ground and I blacked out. And I woke up probably like 3 seconds later, I don't know, but I blacked out for a second, and I woke up and I just had like blood all over my face, and it was all over the ground. It had like split my lip open. And I still actually have a scar on it. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably gonna be a gross shot. My face is all red. This is also from the thyroid problem, by the way. No, focus. It's not gonna focus. I just look weird, like. But I still have a scar from it. Maybe in a video or something, I'll put it in when I try rings. When my rings get here, I'll make a ring video and I'll talk about it. And I'll show you a close-up. But there's a little tiny scar that's still there. Yeah, you can't see it. So it wasn't really like that bad. It's really just from trying to do a trick that you shouldn't have been trying. That was, but it was a wake-up call of, oh yeah, rings are dangerous. They're not really dangerous. I don't know anyone else that's had an accident like that, but. What do you think of Anthony Gatto? Fantastic juggler. I think he's amazing. I mean, he was literally the best technical juggler in the world when he was doing it. I think he still is considered that because of his technical ability and his form and his in terms of the way his body and mind react to juggling. I think it's just unmatched, and nobody's really been able to get there. Wes Beaton, I think, is close in a lot of ways, but just not quite there. When you watch Anthony Gatto, there's just something about the way he does it. I mean, there's not something. It's years. It's a lifetime of training since he was like 3 years old. So it makes sense. Should you get clubs? If you want to get clubs, you should totally get clubs. If you think it would be fun, do it. If you're not sure, I still think you should do it. You can get a pretty cheap set. I have a video on an affordable set. It's like $40 or something for 3. It's not bad at all. Or you can go to a club or something and try somebody's, or have a friend. Yes, Michael asked if I am planning to make a 633 tutorial. Yeah, I want to start branching into some side swap tutorials soon. I've been trying to kind of cover a lot of the more beginner tricks, but I think 633 is one of the first tricks you should learn with 4 balls. After, I don't know, like somebody earlier actually asked, what tricks should you learn with 4 balls? And I think, once you learn the fountain, learn learn the sink fountain. You can learn columns. I think this is a super good one to learn. You can learn One Direction, not the band, but the trick. The juggling balls are kind of disappearing, sorry. You can learn it each direction. You can do that synchronized or async. I think those are all really good like control exercises with 4 balls. You can also learn wimpies, which if you need help with wimpies, you can watch my 6-ball tutorial on wimpies. It's the same exact thing until I make a tutorial on 4-ball wimpies. But that's a good one. Half shower, I think, is probably the easiest in my opinion. After like columns and sink and stuff, the real trick, I think half shower is the easiest thing to learn. And that's true for 6 balls as well. I think 6-ball half shower, if you can almost or kind of do a 6-ball fountain or wimpies, you should try a 6-ball half shower. It's not as hard as you think. It's a really accessible trick. And then, yeah, in terms of, it's funny, Matan, I think 5-5-2, yes. So Matan said, I think you should learn 5-3-4, 5-5-2, 5-5-1 before 6-3-3. I think about this a lot. So I agree with some of those. I do think 5-5-2 is this one. I think this is a super good pattern. I think it's easy-ish to learn. And then you also said, so 5-3-4 is one that people say all the time is like the first side swap you should learn. I don't know if it's just me or what, but I had a hard time with 5-3-4. Like 5-3-4 is this. I have a hard time with it because, I mean, I don't now, I can do it now, but I had a hard time with it when I was first starting because I think when you first learn 4 balls, a lot of people don't fully understand sight swap. And like throwing 3 sight swap numbers at them and being like, it's cross, cross, and then straight up, that's a lot of like room for error. And like, I think 6-3-3 is technically a harder trick to do, but I think it's easier to understand. And I think when people first start off with 4 balls, I think that they need easier to understand tricks than they do necessarily easier to do. 6-3-3 can be hard to keep going. But for me, I just remember like somebody described 6-3-3 as like you throw a ball up and then you do 2 small throws. So it's like boom, and then you come back. And I think there's something really accessible about that. It's like juggle 1 high and then do a 3-ball cascade. And just, like, that's harder to do, and it's especially harder to do to keep it going because those heights become very important. That was a bad example. I can actually do this trick. Like, I think it's pretty hard-ish to keep going, but I think there's something really accessible about it that can at least get people feeling like they're working on like heights and stuff. So, that being said, I recommend people, I think it depends on how your brain works. If you really are comfortable with 3 different types of throws instead of 2, try 5-3-4. If you just want something that's kind of easy to understand but is going to push you, then 6-3-3 I think it's a great idea. That being said, Matan is a much better juggler than me, and you should listen to him also. So, you know, all those things he just listed, 5-3-4, 5-5-2, 5-5-1, give them a try. See which one is easier for you. Matan is a fantastic juggler. Go follow him as well on all the places, especially on the TikTok. He's making some good TikTok content. Very fun, very good. There is nothing on my fork. There we go. Brendan said, I missed all the 4-ball practices and rushed to get to 5 balls. Yes, this is the thing that I see all the time. People become so focused on getting the next number. Like, okay, I learned 5 balls, now I gotta learn 6 balls. And I get it because it's accessible and it makes sense, but you're gonna be, I think it's gonna slow your progress a lot more. The more you can work on tricks on the number you can already do while also continuing to work on that next number, that's fine, but that shouldn't be your focus. Like, if you watch my juggling practice, 7 balls was like a fraction of the ball work I do. It's not the only thing I practice. Maybe if it were, I would be better at 7 balls, but I also wouldn't know how to do 5-ball windmill or 5-ball Mills Mess, or be really good at 6-4-5 or 9-7-5-3-1. Like, I think there's so many tricks that you should work on with whatever number of props you're on. And like, take the time to do that, because that will help you with your control to be able to do higher numbers. Learning 3-ball tricks will make you a better 5-ball juggler. Learning 4-ball tricks, especially, will make you a better 5-ball juggler. Yeah. What does my practice spreadsheet look like? I don't have it with me. It's packed away in my stuff, but I have a list basically that shows all the tricks that I want to practice on, and then I have a column that I can either use like for the date, and I can either just put a check if I did it, or if it's something that I want to keep track of the catches, like 7 balls, I'll write the number of catches. But a lot of the time, I'll kind of get, it's hard because you have to keep checking in on it when you're practicing. If I'm like taking it really seriously, then I'll do that, but I don't always do it. I want to make an app. Does anyone here know how to make apps and wants to help me make an app? If so, send me an email. I want to make a practice app that will help me keep track of things I practice, how long I practice, and what tricks within those things I practice. Because it really bugs me that there's nothing like that. I've done a lot of research on apps that do that, and there's like specific hobbies, like there's a lot of music practice apps, but that's not what I want. I want something that I can add any skill, whether it's guitar or juggling or whatever, and create like a sort of journal and log of everything I do. Bye, Peter. Yeah, seriously, anyone who knows how to make legit apps, send me an email. You can find my email on my website. What's up, Madsen Brothers? I see your comments all the time. I recognize a lot of you from your comments. Thank you for leaving comments. And I know I can't respond to all of them, and clearly at the beginning of the stream that upset somebody. For those of you who missed that, it was a thing. But thank you all for leaving comments. I try to heart the ones that I see, so if I hearted it, like, know that I saw it and I really did like it. I just can't like respond to all of them. And it's also, part of it's, I've been thinking about this a lot lately. Part of it is that I just don't know what to say. Like, I'm a little shy and socially awkward. It doesn't seem that way because I put so much effort into working on it for video and stuff, but I'm not like naturally that good in front of people. Like, I have to practice a lot at it. I was really shy and awkward as a kid. So, did my stream freeze on Twitch? Oh no, it came back. Okay, good. So a lot of the time when people are like, oh my gosh, you're so amazing, or you're so great, or whatever, like, I love your stuff. Like, I read it and I love it, but I mean, I can say thanks, but I just feel like it deserves like more, but I don't know what to say. So a lot of the time I just heart it because I'm like, that means more to me, being able to like love it than respond to it in some way. Because either I feel like I'm responding like the same thing to everyone, which is just thanks, and that's not personable and all that, and it takes a lot of time and it's hard, or I'm like, you know, doing something very fake, and what a lot of YouTubers will do, where it's just like over the top fakeness, and I don't want to be over the top fake. I want to be Taylor. Yeah, that's a good, Martin says, I don't even respond to all my birthday wishes on Facebook. That is such a good analogy. Like, I've never responded to all those. I've never seen somebody who has. And like, I don't know, it's like, if you can't expect to do it for yourself, like, to expect somebody to do it to hundreds of comments, it's a lot. But, you know, I'm trying to get better at it. It's a skill. I would like to get better at it, so I'm trying. I feel like Marvin is one of the few people I know who's just like really good at being on the internet. So great job, Marvin. I'm so glad you're streaming. You deserve it. Lemon, you want to see your fans? She's like, she was sleeping. Come here. Come on. Jump. Yeah. Oh, come say hi. I know, don't kiss me though. You're so pretty. That's my food. I know you see it. Yeah. Oh, are you sleepy? Your breath is so bad. Don't kiss me with it. Yeah, this is Lemon. For anyone who doesn't know, Lemon is the best dog in the whole world. I love her. She can't do a 5-ball cascade, but she's definitely really good at the 1-ball cascade. She, or fountain, I'm not sure. I guess it's a cascade, it's an even number. So she's actually legit good at like dog juggling. So she has a toy and she'll sit there and like, and then she'll like throw it up. Like she's really good, not throw it up, but like toss it up. She's really good at shaking it and then tossing it up in the air, and then she'll like catch it. So she actually does juggle. She just juggles 1 ball. You're the best. She's the best. How's it been juggling indoors at the new place? It's been good. Kind of loud. Like I worry about the noises of neighbors, which worries me, because when you hear it, it like booms. Up here especially, downstairs a little less. But I have a video coming out tomorrow trying to solve that problem. So you should watch that video. I have to finish filming and editing it after we're done here. So wait until the last minute. Lemon got her name. Lemon got her name because she's named after Liz Lemon. So her name is Elizabeth Lemon. But 30 Rock is like one of the best shows ever made. So she's named after the fabulous Liz Lemon. Yeah, I love you. You're my best friend. Yes, you are. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make a ring juggling tutorial. I want to make tutorials on everything. I love teaching. I love giving my advice and tips and stuff. And I want to make tutorials on Diablo. I want to make tutorials on rings. I want to make the Doppo star tutorials. I want to make a tutorial on Kendama. A lot of people have asked me about that. I really, I'm not going to do advanced tutorials on a lot of things because I'm just not as advanced at those things, but I definitely want to do entry-level tutorials just from what I've learned from trying things. So hopefully that will come in handy. Oh, Lemon, do you want to do any tutorials? Is there any tutorials you want to make? How to be the best dog in the world? Yeah. She's the best. How did you get into the IJA? Somebody, juggling time, or somebody else keeps asking me this. I'm not sure what the question is. Because you can just go to the IJA. You have to pay, but it's not like a club that you have to be invited to. You can just, it happens once a year in July usually, or sometimes August, but it costs money to get in and you have to pay for a hotel and everything, or you can stay off site. I have a great video on is the IJA worth it from a couple years ago, but it's not like you can get in just by paying money. It's a couple $100 for the week, but it's the best week ever. I love it. Yes, I'm going to be making, I'm not going to do DIY beanbags because, don't kiss my face. It's gross. I'm not going to do beanbags because, don't lick my arm either, stop. Beanbags are like, I don't want to do sewing. I don't think that that's very accessible for a lot of people. I think if you're gonna sew your own beanbags, like, I mean, maybe eventually I'll do like a how to sew your own beanbags, but I just think like at that point, it's not saving you very much money, or maybe it is, but it's just like a lot of time and effort that I don't really want to go through. So I think you should just buy juggling beanbags that are cheaper because there are some. I'm also coming out with a pro beanbag soon. Spoilers, I don't know if I'm supposed to tell people that, but I am. It's downstairs, otherwise I would get it for you. But it's a more durable version of the beanbag that I have. Like, I mean, it's actually a completely different design, but basically it'll be my branded beanbag, but it'll be for more people that want to have a more durable beanbag that they're not going to have to replace so frequently, because the beginner ones are definitely made for beginners. That's why they're so cheap. So they're gonna fall apart eventually with a lot of practice. That's why they're affordable. But for a little bit more, we're designing ones that will have the feel that I like in a beanbag, which is pretty hard for me to find in a mass-produced beanbag, and will still be affordable. So like, I'm excited about that. So hopefully that'll be nice. I'm also going to do a tutorial on how to make your own Russian balls, because a lot of people have asked me how to do that, and those are really easy to make. So I'm going to make a how to make Russian ball tutorial if you are somebody who likes making things and wants to juggle Russians. Probably the cheapest, easiest way to make a beanbag or a juggling ball, but you also have to juggle Russians if you do, which I don't like doing. Also, I'm going to do how to make your own juggling like balls that aren't like real sewed, like aren't going to last a long time, but if you just want to like learn and you don't want to get really into juggling, like you can make them out of balloons. So I'm going to make a tutorial on how to do that. I'm going to make one, I developed a way that you can make them out of tape, like duct tape, which is pretty easy and fast and pretty durable. It doesn't feel the best, but it's actually feels a lot more like a juggling ball than like tennis balls, which is a lot of people use. And another similar one with medical tape, which is also still pretty cheap and affordable, but feels quite good when you make a beanbag, and some out of socks that I figured out. I did a lot of research a couple months ago on how to make your own beanbags. Not even research, like experimenting. I tried making a bunch of different ones with all sorts of materials. My favorite one by far was using a sock and rice, and there's a certain way that you can like make that happen that feels really good, and so I'm going to make a tutorial on that too. But at the end of the day, I still think it's better just to buy beanbags or Russians from real people. You can support companies that are in the juggling community, which are small, myself included, or you know, people who make Russians or whatever. You support them, and it's not really that expensive. So, yeah. Can you show any of the balls that you made? I can, but I don't have them with me. They're packed away, and that's the only reason I haven't filmed like the tutorial on how to do them, is because it's all packed away, including all my furniture, and I don't really want to film tutorials like on the ground. I don't know, maybe it'd be adorable. It doesn't sound adorable to me. What is a good set of balls that light up? Great question. The company is going to be sending me some, but K8 is my favorite brand currently. I know Flow Toys, who is definitely the best LED prop maker on the market right now. They are making a ball, but last I heard, which was like a week ago, the head of that company said that those would not be out for another year. So if you're looking for LED balls now, I know Play has some in development, if not already out, so you might want to look into those. I've never tried them. I will try to get my hands on them so I can review them for you, but the ones that I know are great are going to be K8. They have cheap ones that are just twist battery ones. They're pretty good. They come in one, like you can't change the colors or anything, I think. They might have a set that you can change colors with batteries, but they usually come in like a fade color, which I highly recommend because it just fades between all the colors. It's really pretty. But they have cheaper ones that are like 10 or 15 bucks or something a ball that you just put a watch battery in, and those are pretty good. The best ones are the RGB IR balls, which have a remote and they're rechargeable, and they're great. Those are awesome. They're very expensive. I think they're like 60 bucks or something per ball, so it adds up. But they're really good, and they're programmable with a remote, so you can like program a sequence and they'll change in the colors and stuff. A lot of the other ones I've tried, somebody mentioned House of Poi. Like, I've tried a bunch of them, but they tend to be too light in my opinion. Like, I like a heavier juggling ball. I think if you're somebody who likes lighter ones. I haven't tried the Hatsupoi ones, I think. I think maybe I did, but I'm pretty sure they're too light for me. But, or I don't know. But as somebody who beats up their props a lot, K8s have been the only ones that I have had that have lasted me for a long time. Like, the programmable ones with the remotes that are rechargeable are expensive, but they literally will last you forever. Like, they do not break. And they're, unless you put them in water or something. They're really, really durable. They're super bright. They like look great. I mean, and with the remote you can change the colors. There's all these modes. They're really fun. But they're expensive. They also have a version that is rechargeable, but you can't change the color on. So they don't have a remote, but they are rechargeable. So that's also a good option if you just want the fade set. I think those are significantly cheaper. Yeah, a bunch of you were mentioning the House of Poi, Homopoi, whatever it is. I'll give them a try. I'll order some this weekend. Maybe I can get them to give me some. Probably not. Juggling companies don't want to give away free stuff. It's very annoying because I don't make enough money to buy things. So, when is my first vlog coming? Well, I've posted many vlogs in the past, so technically I don't know when my first one was, but the first one of this new era of Taylor Tries is coming tomorrow. I have a vlog on trying to soundproof my floors for juggling, and it's good. I recommend watching it. I think it's good. It's fun. It's interesting because it was a whole experiment that I tried to figure out. Activate an option that allows viewers to downgrade the quality. How do I do that? I don't know. Oh. I don't know anything about Twitch. Dang. Huh. Good to know. I have no idea how to do that. I will play into it. I'm using something called Streamlabs. I'll have to figure it out. But I'll look into it. Somebody asked if I'm on the ground floor. I'm actually right now on the top floor, but I have a multi-floor apartment. So my apartment, there's no one below me. It's great, but there's people on either side. That's Imar and that's Dan. They're all married. Everyone in my neighborhood is married and with like kids and grandkids. And then there's me with Lemon. Alright, you want to get off? You look unhappy. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So, yeah, I intentionally found a place with tall ceilings. This is how tall the ceilings are. They're very tall. So, like, ridiculously tall. I can definitely throw in here a little less, but downstairs where I practiced uploaded my practice video yesterday, I think I can juggle, I know I can get at least an A throw, which is like a 10. I think I almost got a B, so I'm not sure. I've never tried devil sticks, like legitimately never tried them, Jackrabbit, like not even once. I don't know why. I really want to. Speaking of, let's try some juggling. I'm gonna get some juggles on. I feel like I haven't gotten to juggle a lot. Let's move this sucker down a little bit. Yes. No. Yeah. I want to start learning more new 3-ball tricks. Speaking of, I'm going to post a video today on Instagram. I don't know what of, because I haven't filmed one yet. And TikTok. This is one somebody on my Otter Club Discord. So I have a Discord, but it's only available for patrons. And somebody was asking me about this one, which is called David's Dilemma, or Sunny Side Up if you're awesome. Sunny side up is what I call it because it looks like an egg. Like this is the yolk, and then see the yellow one's the yolk. It's adorable. It's a super hard trick. That trick took me forever to figure out. It's actually not that hard if you know how to do it and you have guidance. It's really hard if you're like me and you just tried to learn it. So, but it's basically 6x4. Reverse shuffle. I don't know what the reverse shuffle is. What is the shuffle? Is that this one? I'm not good at names. I just learn the tricks. I don't learn the names. I only learn the names when I teach it. So what's dropping in the stream today, Taylor? That's good, because dropping is important. It's how you get better. That one took me forever. All the balls are disappearing. Sometimes it's fun to try to juggle really low. It's funny because I don't get out of shape when I just practice on my own. I think it's maybe because I'm like holding my breath or something for you all. Like I'm like trying to make it impressive or something. Because I'm like, I keep getting out of breath. And that's weird. I'm actually not really good at hacky sack. I've been trying to figure out if I should try that. I saw somebody on Instagram doing it and like doing the really crazy stuff where you're like that type of stuff. And yes, that was my interpretation of hacky sacking. I think it looks incredibly exhausting, and I would like to work on it just for like a week or something and see how if I actually try it, if I can get better. But typically I'm really bad at foot-body coordination stuff. Like I have hand coordination really well because of juggling, but I'm not coordinated with my feet or legs. So unicycling was really hard for me to learn. Definitely, I think the hardest skill that I've tried to learn, and like surfing. Surfing is also really hard. So somebody asked how you do a ball pickup. Let's go to the juggling room. Okay. So a ball pickup. I guess I can tilt this down so you can see the mess on my floor. Alright, so a ball kick-up is similar to a club kick-up. A club kick-up, you have to put it on your foot and then you lift it up and you kick it up, which I have a tutorial on. You should go watch that. But a ball kick-up is similar where you're going to lift your toe in like a similar way, because in a club kick-up you put your foot on your heel. So you're going to put your toes up, but not quite as much, just enough that your toes are up. And you're going to push the ball onto it, so it's sitting on your toes. With the other foot, you push that. And then you're going to lift up like this. So it's very similar to a kick-up, yeah. It's much easier to do with a Russian ball. Harder to do with a beanbag that's really full, like a juggle whip, because it'll want to like go off like that. But the better you get at it, the easier you can do it. But it's also much easier to do without shoes. If you do it with shoes, it's pretty dang hard. Would I be interested in freestyle soccer? Yeah, I actually think learning some soccer tricks would be really fun. I feel like at some point I might just, I want to try to collaborate with like a YouTuber or something, because there's a lot of, focus. There's a lot of YouTubers who are really good at it, and so maybe if I get big enough, they'll agree to hang out and teach me. Oh, weird. Yeah. Taylor is live. Lemon's live too. She's over here. She's chilling. You the best? Yeah. I moved to Draper, Utah. I forgot for a second. I've been streaming a while. My brain starts to shut down. I have a lot of work I have to still do today, but this is work. Lots of new people. Good to know. Around 3 o'clock is when a lot of you want to pop up. So welcome. Send me people that are still talking about my app, because I said I wanted to make an app. If anyone can do it, send me an email. My email is taylor@taylortries.com. Yeah, I can't do it here, but send me an email. We can talk about it. Somebody asked what I think about Niels Dunker's juggling. It's fine. I think he's a really good juggler. He's not my favorite juggler, but he's a good juggler. Like, he's really good at it, but, and he's a pretty good performer, not like my favorite type of performing, but I respect him. He's really nice. We've met, and he's super sweet. So, yeah, there's a lot of jugglers that I've met that are really great and nice. He has a lot of tutorials. They're not my favorite tutorials just because I don't think that they're very comprehensive or in depth. I think he has a habit of just explaining the trick, like what it is, and I don't think that's the best way to learn. But he also was uploading tutorials when no one else was, so at least there's something, and I really respect him for at least making that step and effort, and I will always respect somebody for doing something that I don't like than not doing something at all. At least that's not like hurting people. You know, like, I'm not going to respect somebody who's actively doing something that hurts people, but I think just making something and putting it out there, whether people like it or not, should always be more respected than not putting anything out there and just sitting on the internet and talking about everyone else. So, taylor@taylortries.com. I mean, somebody said it sounds like I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm definitely not like a fan in terms of like I don't follow Niels' work or anything, but I don't think that makes him a bad juggler or means that his fans are not. There's a lot of people who I'm not fans of, like in terms of fanatic or like a follower, but I don't think that means I don't respect that person, so. Yeah, I want to teach a 360 soon. There's going to be a tutorial coming out. I mean, soon meaning like in the next month or two, not tomorrow or anything. But it's next on my list. I have a whiteboard full of tutorial requests, and I'm going to try to get to them all. I actually don't know Frostbite. There's a bunch on Juggling, the library of Juggling, that I've never learned that. Like, I think about that a lot, how weird it must be to come into juggling completely fresh and never have been in, like, the community. And to go onto libraryofjuggling.com, which is a great website, but see, like, all of these tricks that look like important tricks, like, and not knowing whether, like, Frostbite versus Mills Mess. Like, if you're not part of the community, you have no idea that one of those tricks is something that everyone knows, and one of those tricks is something that no one knows. And, like, that's so interesting to me. Because it's like, what a weird introduction into the world. Like, nobody I know knows Frostbite, except maybe like Mike Moore and Matan or something. But it's just not a trick that, like, it's not a classic trick that everyone knows. It's a really specific trick that, like, I don't even know off the top of my head. I'd have to go look it up. So it's really interesting that there's so many tutorials, or not tutorials, so many tricks listed on that website that are mixed in with all of these important tricks that are tricks that nobody knows. So I imagine it's super confusing and overwhelming to go on that website and just be like, here's 150 tricks. Like, what? They do have the by order of difficulty, but I also disagree with some of that. Part of what I'm going to be doing in the next couple weeks is for members of my Otter Club on Patreon. I think for the 15 or 35 tier, I'm not sure, I'm going to start offering a structured tier of all of my tutorials so that you know exactly what's easiest versus hardest, and continuously update that with all new tutorials, including, and then also I'm going to include include all other tricks that I haven't filmed tutorials for that I'm going to put in that order too. Like, you know, I haven't taught you Burke's Barrage, but you should learn that one here, and here are some resources. So I'm going to try to make it a little easier for people and give them like a guide of tricks that I recommend learning first, and if I have a tutorial on them, here's the tutorial, and then go through like, here's a list of the tricks that I think are easiest to learn, and then the next step, and the next step, and then also throw in some like tips and tricks that will help you along the way, and some bonus stuff that I will never post on YouTube, things like that. So I think that will be really helpful for people. How much time does it take to switch from 2 to 3 balls? Why are you out of focus? Not cool. Logitech. I get this question a lot. Like, how long does it take me to do X? Or is it good if I learned this fast? Or is it bad if I learned this slow? And I hate those questions. Like, no offense, all questions are fine, I accept them, but I don't like the questions that are like, how fast, or how long does it take, or whatever, because it just depends. Like, everyone learns different. Some people learn how to juggle in 5 minutes. Some people learn how to juggle in a week. Some people, it takes them a month, you know? But I think it's important not to compare yourself to everyone else, because the only reason you're going to do that is either to boost your ego up or to feel bad about yourself. And I don't think either of those are good things. I think that your value should not be based on whether the person that you're comparing yourself to is better or worse than you. You should base your value as a juggler on whether you enjoyed yourself and you worked hard. So how much time does it take you to go from 2 to 3 balls? I don't know. How long does it take you? You know, keep pushing yourself. Keep trying to see how, if you can do that next step, and if it feels too hard, come back and work on it. But, you know, there's a balance there. But don't like look at somebody else and then feel like you should have been faster or slower or whatever. Like, that's not going to help. So that's a big thing that I think is super important for new jugglers especially. Don't compare yourself to each other. It's just going to mess you up. Because I speak from experience. When I started juggling, it worked for like the first 3 years because I was progressing really fast, and people were like, wow, you're such a fast learner, you're so good, you absorb everything. And then at some point you plateau because everyone does. And unless you're somebody who can really like commit to it full time, like a professional juggler, or like somebody like Wes Peden, or you know, people, or if you're young enough that you live at home and you can like not worry about life or college or all that, like it's going to be a lot easier to keep progressing. But at some point real life's going to kick in unless you make it a really high priority, which is just hard for most people to do. And then you're going to start, like, all your value is based on you being a fast learner and like the prodigy kid or how good you were, and then it's gonna go away, and then you're gonna hate it. So just get rid of that now and try to just enjoy it for what it is and what it brings you, and not whether or not you're better or worse than anyone else. I don't know how to do the Frostbite trick. Let me see if I can look it up. Frostbite juggling. And what up, Felix? Felix calling me out for not juggling. I have been juggling. You just haven't been here. So whose fault is that? I hate this website. Library. I love the Library of Juggling website. It's very helpful, but it's also very not helpful. Because it's just site swaps. 44133. Alright, sure. We can learn this together, because I feel like a lot of people think that I just like am magic or something, and in reality I'm not. So it's clearly a 4-4-1. Okay, 4-4-1. This sucks. I think it's something like that. 4-4-1, which is this. Up, up, cross, 4-4-1. 4-4-1. It's like, alright, let's go through the steps that the juggling or the juggling library people cut up. This is not a good ball for you to see. Let's do it with this. Stupid pants. So it says to start with up, up, cross. So you're just doing a 4-4-1, and then you go back into it. So that's fine. Next step is to introduce. Right. I think it's saying to do that. Alright. We're gonna figure this out, everybody. We're gonna figure it out. And if it takes us an hour, we will. 4-4-1, cross. Give me a second. I think it's that. So you're doing a 4-4-1, and the first 4 that you throw, you're going to drag in between the last ball coming down. And I think maybe like that. Sure, that's what the steps are saying. The next one, what? Yeah, the library of juggling steps are not helpful. There's so many tricks where I look at them and I'm like, that doesn't make, like, even tricks I know, I'm like, that's not the right. But again, they did it. I haven't done it, so I'm so thankful for them. 1, 4-4-1. It's that. So, and then from there, I don't know. Let's find out what the next step is. Oh, Andrew Wilson does a demonstration. Okay. All right, that's Frostbite. I figured it out. Let's go back to this one, not be on the ground anymore, and we'll try it here. Bump that up a little bit more. Somebody asked if I'm taken. I'm not sure what that means because I'm still here. Nobody has taken me. If you mean if I have a partner, I don't like that phrasing because again, I'm a person, not an object. You don't take me, but no, I don't have a partner. I get asked a lot why I'm single because I choose to be. I haven't found somebody that I want to be with. Yeah, so 1. Okay, so it's not as confusing as that site makes it look. So we're gonna go 4-4-1, and then this 4, the first 4 we caught, we're gonna drag it through the pattern. Right, I think, yeah. So 1, and then we're going to throw it as like a top fan throw. Yeah, so 1, and then go back and catch that last ball. So 4-4-1, drag over, and then when this is in the air, we're going to catch it over here. And then we're going to do it on the other side. So 4-4-1, this is in the air, we drag under while it's in the air, catch. I'm sure it doesn't look quite right. I can try to smooth it out and make it look better. I think that's it. Let me take a look at how Andrew does it. And sorry, I didn't mean to make that person who asked me if I'm taken. I don't mean to make you feel stupid or anything like that. That was not my intention. I'm very sensitive to like the way people talk about people, and I don't think I really just I don't think it's I think it's we should be careful of how we talk about that. So I didn't mean to make you feel dumb or like called out or anything like that. I know it was a very honest question. But I don't, no, I'm not taken, or no, I'm not with a partner. But I don't like the way you phrased it, so try not to phrase it that way. Passing partner, no, not during COVID, because passing is hard during COVID. I have an immunocompromised system, so it's very hard for me to be around people. I'm watching a video of Andrew. I gotta figure out how to share my screen at some point. So he definitely does like a really specific, he does like a, he's claw catching the outside ball. That went well. Come back. He's claw catching that outside ball. This camera's too bright. Let's go back. Yeah, I want to make a passing tutorial soon though, as the person asked. Again, I'm sorry if I made that person feel bad. That was not my intention. I just, don't talk about people like their property. It'd be very, very, very sensitive about how you do that, Especially because I feel like people tend to do it about women, and I don't like that. I get asked that a lot, like, how come somebody hasn't snatched you up? And I'm like, don't snatch me up, I'm the wrong person. Like, that's a weird way to say it. It's a scary way to say it. As somebody who walks around, like, often afraid of, being raped or kidnapped and stuff, like, as a woman, like, it's a weird way to say it. That's all I'm saying. Was not trying to make you feel bad. All right, 4-4-1. I think he's clawing that outside ball. So it's almost like it's like this trick, which I also don't know the name of because I don't know the name of tricks. I don't know how how is he swiping that in? He's also not really doing it like a 4-4-1. He's like popping it, very similar to how he does Burke's bender, which I also can't do anymore. I learned it, but I forgot it. But he's not doing 4-4-1, like an obvious 4-4-1. He's doing like a pop. One, two, three. Something like that. Keep wanting to go into this trick, which is a great trick, but I don't know the name of it. If anyone knows the name of this trick, let me know. Somebody asked what I'm using to stream. I'm using Streamlabs OBS, so kind of. Something like that. But that's it. It's 4-4-1. You drag the first 4 under, and then when that's in the air, you catch it like that. That's the trick. But I can't do it smoothly. The way that Andrew does it's really pretty. Really good at these, like, he makes his ones very like droppy, which makes it just have a totally different aesthetic. I think that's the trick. See if I can remember Burke's bender. Something like that. This trick is, people ask me what the hardest tricks I've learned, this one's definitely among them. It's so hard. It's so, I feel like I had it for like a second and then it went away. I gotta get this. Give me a second. I'm gonna get it. Gotta get pumped up for Burke's bender. Dang it. Come on. I got a very American thing going on with my red, white, and blue balls. I think it's that. Very tiring trick. Yeah. Let's get you on this chat. Sorry, y'all. I can't read the chat while I'm juggling. Not yet, until I get like a big TV or something. Largest passing pattern I've been a part of. Ooh. Probably something at IJA, like a star or something. Nothing impressive. Yeah, I learned that trick pretty quick, but it's combining like a lot of tricks that I already know. So, like, again, don't compare yourself to me or anything like that. Let's turn this exposure down. It's too bright. Oh, that's too dark. That's too bright. Is that better? Does that look better? Okay. Lots of questions. Sorry, y'all. Andrew Rosen is the GOAT. Yes. I understand popular terms. Do you ever feel hand pain? Yes. You should be careful with it. I used to get it when I was younger, and I don't know what changed. I mean, I get it now, but I think it's more like pre-arthritis. It's not from juggling. It happens whether I juggle or not. And I don't think it's because of juggling. I think it's like genetic. I have a lot of arthritis in my family, but when I do woodworking and stuff, it flares up more. But for juggling, if you're getting hand pain from juggling, there's like bone hand pain, which can obviously mean you're like hitting it really hard, or arthritis hand pain, which is like it's hard to close and open your hands. And if it's more just like an aching pain, I think that's kind of related to the arthritis stuff. You really want to be careful with your wrist. If you get any sort of wrist pain, like rehabilitate it, work on it. Don't like just stop doing something, but like there's like these balls that you can, I usually have one, but it's packed away. But there's like a gyroscopic ball that's really good for your wrist to strengthen it. So get one of those if you're having wrist pain. And then also stretching. I want to make a video soon on how to stretch before you juggle, because it's super important, and I think that that's the biggest reason why when I was younger and juggled, I would get a ton of shoulder pain right here, so much, and a lot of front shoulder pain, a lot of forearm pain, and a lot of hand pain from like achy pain, and a lot of neck pain. And that doesn't happen anymore, and I'm pretty sure it's because I stretch. I stretch like 10 to 15 minutes before I juggle all the time. And also just learning how to like use your proper form when you juggle. But yeah. Man, that frostbite trick, that was fun. That was a hard trick. I mean, it's not really that hard. It's hard there's a lot of tricks that I think are hard to figure out what they're doing, but once you, like, that was just a 4-4-1 with that, like, weird, that trick is just combining this with this trick, which I don't know what it's called. So if I teach it, that's how I'll teach it. I think I'm probably gonna end the stream here in a few minutes. Look at that. That was a nice hairdo. Got my poof. Is it common for when you start outside chops for it to look like a weird cascade? That's a good question. Let me see. Outside chops. Oh, like this? Yeah. Outside chops just looks like you're having a really good time. You're just like, yeah. It's just like you're playing. And Mike's mess, I think, is really similar to reverse chops as well. Well, reverse chops is this, which I think is basically what Mike's mess is. But can I play guitar? No, but I'm learning, and I'm not good yet, so I can't even show you. Where's Mauritius? Or is that a person? But hello, from person from Mauritius. Yeah, there's a great video that has been circling around of this one guy who I've been following on Instagram for a long time. But he does like a lot of musical stuff. And he does a lot of clay motion, but he intentionally adds like beats to it. It's really great. Yeah, so I'm gonna head out in a couple minutes. Anyone else? Some farewell thoughts. I'll give you my farewell thoughts. Thank you for hanging out with me today. We had a good long stream. It went by really fast. This was really fun. I want to start doing this more. Obviously, I'm gonna do it every Tuesday, Thursday. I appreciate everyone who asked fun questions and gave me things to try. Come back on Thursday with more things. It'll be around the same time. I'll probably start maybe a little early at like 11:30. I'm not sure yet. My time, not your time. I don't know where you live. But please come back. Please bring me fun things and experiments to try. And please know that I'm never trying to be mean. If I call you out for language or something, sorry for that person. I'm going to think about that for a while. People aren't property, that's all. Just say it nicer. Anyway, but thanks for bearing with me for not being perfect all the time. And I hope you remember that you don't have to be perfect either. And that includes juggling or life or whatever. If you mess up, don't be hard on yourself. Be nice to yourself. It's okay. It's okay to mess up. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to be broken or feel like you're broken or be depressed or anything like that. It's just important to like be nice to yourself first and foremost. You know that we all make mistakes, no matter how big they feel, and it'll get better. I speak from experience. So be nice to yourselves, and I'll see you on Thursday. Okay. There's no Discord except for the Otter Club from Patreon. So if you give me $2, you can be on the Discord, but no pressure. Don't feel like you have to. This tank top is made from Old Navy. Very good tank top. I saw somebody else with it recently. It's like up top. Yeah. Alright. Bye everybody. Oh, Henry's here. Sorry, Henry, we're leaving. But everyone needs to be nice to yourselves and each other, and it'll be good. Alright. How do I end the stream? Goodbye, everybody! Make sure you're following. Make sure you're following here and on the YouTube, and